Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are so excited to have you join us. My name's Jessica Allen, and I'm a co-host of CTV's The Social.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the gala reception of our 10th annual AZ Awards. I'm Elizabeth Paliacolo, Executive Editor at Azure Magazine.
Elizabeth, I have a feeling we are going to have a very good time tonight.
I think you're right, Jess. There's a lot in store for our viewers. First of all, you'll be among the first to know who the winners of the 2020 AZ Awards. You will also be treated to words of wisdom and inspiration from our 10 All-Stars. These are wonderful designers and architects from around the world who have served on our juries, have appeared as our guests of honor, and have been great friends of ours over the past 35 years.
We're also really eager to know where you are watching from, so please use the chat function to tell us where you are and which of our All-Stars you're most excited to see. We'd also love to see what you and your hideout look like, so use your favorite social platform to send us selfies in all of your gala garb in all of your gala glory. Don't forget to use the hashtag either. It's AZ Awards 20.
We hope you all had a chance to get out and grab the ingredients for tonight's signature cocktail. It's the creation of one of the world's top interior design duos, George Yabu and Glenn Puschelberg of Yabu Puschelberg. Not only do they produce killer interiors, they know a thing or two about cocktails. They're calling this one Amaro Amore, and it's made of equal parts Japanese and Italian love. Here they are to show us how it's done.
And I'm terrible.
Action.
He's Tony and I'm terrible.
Okay, action.
Oh, hi.
I'm George Yabu.
And I'm Glenn Puschelberg.
And we're here in New York at home, and we want to celebrate finalists for the AZ Awards.
Yes.
From the high esteemed Azure Magazine. We're really, honored that they asked us, especially the 10th year of these awards, to create a cocktail to celebrate the winner and finalists.
Our cocktail is called Amaro Amore. Amore means love, 40 years. And Amaro means a digestivo, Italian word for a drink like a Montenegro, which is our favorite digestivo. Hibiki whiskey, we chose Japanese Hibiki whiskey just because it sounds exotic, but it is a nice whiskey. Right, George? Okay, so let's start with the ice. This is a post-COVID ice grabber. You have to be very careful. That's pre-COVID. Pre-COVID. This over here, this over here. Now, the most critical thing for this whole operation is 50-50. Don't screw up.
It's all about proportions.
It's all about proportions. Like everything, don't screw up the proportions. 50-50. 50-50, careful. Mix it at the same time. See, it's you save a step, which is the way I do usually on the 6th drink. So I don't cut things, I pre-cut the orange slices and put them in the drink. George, and cheers. Here's to all the entrants, cheers to all the participants and everyone at Azure Magazine. Cheers. Cheers to everyone. Oh, that's good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is going to keep things moving in the right direction. Thank you so much, George and Glenn. You guys should consider getting your own television show.
I'd watch that.
And now I'd like to turn your attention to Mike Kielhauer, president of Kielhauer, who would like to show us what his company is doing to reduce its environmental impact.
Hi everyone, Mike Kielhauer here, president of Kielhauer. I'm really happy to be here at the live gala this year, and it gives me great pleasure to congratulate the winners of the 2020 AZ Awards. You should be very proud of your work. Your projects have risen to the top of a very large pile. At Kielhauer, we're really proud of our sustainability initiatives and our work on making our company a closed-loop manufacturer. We hope you enjoy our video and hope that you have lots of virtual fun tonight. Being sustainable is really hard, you know. Everything we do is about reduce, reuse, recycle. Our goal is to be 100% free of toxic chemicals in all of our products. It's more about what we use, digging into every little detail as you design a product and asking the questions and being conscious of what you are using and how you're using it. You can take a material, make a product with it, recycle it, and then make another product out of the same material. That's a perfect closed-loop environment, and we have that intent in every single product that we design. We are going to keep striving every day towards our goal, and I don't think we will ever get there perfectly, but we're not going to stop. We are just going to get better.
Well, that is certainly impressive and a great initiative that deserves to be emulated. We are very proud to count Kielhauer among our supporters.
Now, let's turn our attention to the next All-Star of the evening, a very special friend of Azur's, Karim Rashid. Here's Karim to talk to us about what he thinks will be the most important thing for us to focus on going forward.
Hello everybody, I'm Karim Rashid. I'm a designer and I want to congratulate everybody, or all the finalists for the AZ Awards. I know the program extremely well. I once designed the award. I've entered the competition every year. I've judged it a few years. And I've known Azur magazine since I got back from Milano in 1985 in Toronto. And I was always impressed with its agenda, and I always think that it's been and still is one of the more rigorous magazines out there. Well done, beautifully laid out, and critical, and it's shaped and carved, I think, design culture. So design is not only a cultural shaper, and it's not only a form giver, and it's not only a beautification of the world, but it actually is a social act, a political act, economic act, and an aesthetic act. And we are now going through some very strange, tumultuous times. Obviously, this last 6 months with the coronavirus has seen let's say, a separation of humanity, if you will. And I think that once this whole epidemic subsides, we will get back to the essence of what human existence is really about, and that is about relationships. All we have on this planet is really each other. So hopefully design shapes, let's say, a better human experience to afford us to even have better relationships. So I wish I was there in person. Congratulations to all the finalists again. It's my birthday, September 18th. So, and it's a big one for me. I'm much older than Azur magazine. So I just will lastly say that I look forward to sort of next year, hopefully, that this is in person and that we can have human contact again. And it will be one big progressive, I think, more positive and more sustainable world moving forward. Global love to everybody.
Happy birthday, Karim! And now, here are a couple of great companies whose design-forward philosophies are deserving of special recognition. Landscape Forms for breaking new ground in furniture and lighting for outdoor environments, and Genair for making appliances that elevate indoor environments.
When you're thinking about Genair, especially as a designer, forget everything you knew about Genair. It's totally different now. It's luxe, the technology is on point, it's well crafted, it's beautifully designed, and I mean, if appliance can be badass, these are pretty badass appliances. So this is something we've actually been telling clients for years. Mix your metals. Everyone thinks you have to do kind of like one or the other. And this is the perfect example of why. Genair on their Rise has taken this brass detail and put it on the knobs, and just that tiny little detail makes it feel so warm and so luxe and perfect for residential. I love the way that Genair has used this smooth metal and then combined it with this textured metal. If you look inside, I love that you have the pull-out trays And this is amazing too. This is our little baby oven. We use it a lot for the kids or side dishes. And I always sit on the floor in a leopard dress when I'm cooking. I love this dishwasher. It's really, really, really well designed. So when we have the components for all the cutlery down here, but it also has an additional tray up top. And I think the best part is honestly when it's closed, because it's so quiet that you can't hear it at all when it's on. We always panel our fridges and our freezers. I just think they look way better and more integrated this way. Check out the inside. The craftsmanship is second to none. It's unbelievable. I love the way that they've lit around the edge of it. It's so beautiful at night, it glows. And just the glass and the black, it's modern, it's edgy, it's cool, it's super easy to clean. It's funny, like as a designer, you're always thinking of the outside of things, but really with a refrigerator, we're paneling it. So the inside is truthfully what's so important. And I have yet to see a fridge that's this beautiful.
Thank you so much, Ali, for showing us how to mix metals in that amazing leopard print dress. And wow, landscape forms. Carousel actually makes physical distancing look like real fun.
They sure do. Thanks to all our partners for supporting Azure. One way for tonight's attendees to also support Azure, the magazine that makes the AZ Awards and this event possible, is by subscribing. If you're not already a subscriber, you should be. We made a very special offer available to everyone watching this show. Just go to shop.azuregmagazine.com and use promo code AZGala20 to get 40% off any subscription or single copy purchase. You can also find this info in the Gala program. Please support us so that we can continue to cover and celebrate exceptional design around the world.
And speaking of exceptional design, Great Gulf, one of our sponsors, is the developer behind some of the boldest high-rises going up in Toronto and beyond. Here's a look at one of their inspiring projects.
I was tempted by your smile. I was tempted, and for a little while I was certain that I will be the one to change you, and you will be mine. You will be mine. I was tempted, tempted by your eyes. I was tempted, the promises, the lies just keep hurting. They just keep on hurting. But I won't be the one to change you, and you won't be mine. No, you won't be mine.
Okay, some real talk, Elizabeth. What is the most important thing a designer should remember?
I think we should ask someone who's actually qualified to answer that. Someone like the iconoclastic designer Gaetano Pesce, maybe, who happens to be one of tonight's all-stars.
I am Gaetano Pesce. Maybe you know me. The designer in the past were like a number with no characteristic. They were making chairs or when they make lamps, but it was not recognizable who the designer, through the object, it was not recognizable who was the designer, from where, from what culture, what identity, what geographic position, etc., etc. I believe today this changed, and the only thing you have to exist in a right way, following your time, is to be yourself. Meaning, not following the fashion. If someone tells you today is good to be red, you say no, it's good to be what you think is good to be. This is what I think you have to follow the most important thing. You are a person, and as a person, you have to be yourself. It's what I did in my career from the time I was fighting my teachers at the school who want me to design architecture like Frank Lloyd Wright or like Le Corbusier. I always refused that. And the way to refuse that is the only you have is to be yourself. Good luck, stay well, and see you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Gaetano. Now, let's check in with two more of our partners, architectural surface genius Cosentino and George Brown, School of Design par excellence.
Good evening, I am Eduardo Cosentino, CEO of Cosentino North America. Hello from our headquarters in Spain and welcome to everyone attending this year AZ Awards Gala. Canada is a very important market for Cosentino and we recently have expanded our investment in Ontario and Manitoba. Congratulations to all the finalists and tonight winners on their impressive submission. We know you cannot come see us in Spain right now. So sit back and let Cosentino bring Spain to you. Cheers!
I wish I was still in school. I also really wish I could travel. And you know, Cosentino's factory in Spain would be a very nice diversion. Or maybe one of the amazing places where you see Mexican architect Michel Roykin show up on his Instagram account.
Well, Michel Roykin is actually here with us now. Take it away, Michel.
Hello, I am Michel Roykin from Roykin Arquitectos, and I'm here in Mexico City, and I'd like to congratulate all the finalists in the 10th edition of the AZ Awards. The winners and finalists of the AZ Awards represent accomplished and emerging architects, designers, product designers, students from over 50 countries around the world. It's very interesting to understand these times where introspection becomes a key element. If we're able to do this introspection as human beings and understand that as humans, we have a better perspective instead of putting on the suit of the designer or the architect or the profession. If I understand it as a human, I have a better outcome because it's direct to what I can do as a human being. How can I help? And then of course, the design process becomes something that is the instrument of making it see through to the final result. But if I work on my own introspection, and I do my own shadow work, and I become better as a human, if I'm privileged enough to be in a house where I can quarantine, I should be thinking of how I can help others. And helping others doesn't become a thing of a profession. It becomes a thing of when you have the empathy to the other, and as humans to connect and to help other people that are less privileged than we are. So by doing introspection, I can become a better human, my house can become a better environment, I can have a better community, I can have better cities, and I can have a better planet. So I think it's very important to understand that the practice is the everyday practice. Practice is not something you do from 8 to 9 when you do your yoga class, or you go running, or you do certain exercise. Your practice becomes your everyday. How am I behaving in recognition to the other? What am I designing? Am I designing based on fear, or am I designing based on thinking how I can have a better outcome, understanding no matter what happens in the world, not design based on fear that will limit our freedom and that will take away certain flexibilities that we already have, and we're giving them away because we're not being aware and we're not conscious that we're designing temporary solutions. So introspection is something that to me is key, and from human to human.
Thank you, Michel, for your thoughtful words. Togetherness and that connection from human to human, as you say, is one of the most precious things we have today. Scavolini, one of our sponsors, is all about that. Here they are, followed by Dark Tools, the place you want to go when you want to create a warm space filled with human-centered lighting.
Then we must change.
Everything was stopping.
Our routines.
And so you had to as well. You discovered that sharing is nice, but living together is hard. That it's possible to be distant while being close, and close without even touching each other. That the greatest pleasures often are the simplest. And when eventually you open that door to go out again, you'll realize that there's no world outside without your home inside.
Thank you to Scavolini for reminding us of the importance of familia. And thank you also to Dark Tools for making us dream about all those new fixtures for our ever more important inner sanctums. Now, before we finally get to the part, where we start actually handing out the awards, should we check in with All-Star Nader Tirani of NADA?
Yeah, I think we should.
Hi, I'm Nader Tirani. I'm principal of NADA. I'm sitting here in our offices in Boston. I'm also serving as the Dean of the Irwin S. Shannon School of Architecture of the Cooper Union. And I want to congratulate all the winners of the AZ Awards this year. Maybe the most important thing architecture can do is to bring us out of the numbness of everyday life and bring us into consciousness. The idea that a space, a form, situates us and awakens us. That moment where it makes us self-conscious about the environment in which we live. What is curious about our pandemic moment right now is not the lack of communication. Ironically, we are overly connected, overly zoomed, and communicating too much. What we lack is the central, the physical, the tactile, and maybe this is where architecture and human connections make such a difference. There's no doubt about it. The quarantine for me has offered me time, what I've never had before. The time to focus on health and exercise. I've never worked out as much. But even more importantly, parallel to my architecture, I have been cooking 3 times a day, and it has opened up a culinary world that has been virtually obsolete in the last 30 years. So with the economy going where it is, I think Nada will eventually shift to a catering business very shortly. From the perspective that I sit today, if there isn't pleasure involved, it's just not worth it. So whatever you're doing, it better be fun.
Thank you, Nader. You know, I've been working out more than ever too. I actually had to take it down a notch because I was getting too jacked. And now, we've rounded up a few of our oldest friends to take us from the pre-show to the award show itself.
Rehearsing and nursing a part. We know every part by heart. Overture, curtain lights. This is it. We'll hit the heights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it. Tonight, what heights we'll hit.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you just joining us, I'm Jess Allen, and I am thrilled to be your host tonight for the 10th edition of the AZ Awards, our first ever online gala. Which is actually kind of fitting, isn't it? We're responding with innovation in order to celebrate your innovation during these unprecedented times. And listen, I promise you, that's the first and last time I will use that phrasing tonight. We have planned what we suspect is going to be a wonderful party, even if there is a screen separating us. Tonight is going to be, as my young friends like to say, lit. Because this just isn't an annual awards night. It's the AZ Awards 10th anniversary. That's 10 years of recognizing the very best in architecture and design, 10 years of bringing together incredible juries, and 10 years of celebrating our cumulative hundreds of finalists. In this year, we received 1,241 submissions from 47 countries. And tonight, we have the literal bandwidth to celebrate with even more people from around the world than we typically do, with designers near and far. Now, in light of the past few months, I would argue that your work is more important than ever. I would also argue that we've come to appreciate the spaces, both public and private, you lovingly and painstakingly craft in a way we couldn't have imagined a year ago. How these spaces affect everything, from our jobs to our moods and well-being, has been brought into sharper focus. Sometimes your creations feel like a warm hug in a time that often feels quite chilly. I mean that. This outbreak has already led to profound innovations. Azure has been busy documenting how designers and architects are adapting workspaces, schools, airports, and more from around the world. So, if you aren't already a subscriber to our magazine and online content, please do sign up. Do it right now. Just go to shop.azuremagazine.com to subscribe. And we're offering a special rate tonight, 40% off, yes, by using the promo code AZGALA20 for all our new subscribers. Now, more than ever, we need to believe that the future is bright, and you all make that easier to do. You know who else made tonight not only easier but possible? Our jury members, who performed the difficult job of choosing our finalists and winners by jurying remotely. Seriously, you think Zoom meetings are tough? Well, these 5 brilliant humans spend countless hours online and conversing with us and each other across various time zones to select the best work from our submissions. So here's a very hearty thank you to our jury. Product designer Luca Nichetto has been an art director at numerous international furniture brands, from Mui to Bernhard Design to Toronto's own Mioke. He also designed this year's AZ Awards trophy. Landscape architect Mia Lair has envisioned seminal projects in Los Angeles, including many that focus on river revitalization. Architect Omar Gandhi has amazed us with his range of projects, from houses in Nova Scotia to restaurants in Toronto. Architect Marion Weiss of Weiss Manfredi is designing much anticipated projects, including the U of T Schwartz Reisman Innovation Center and the La Brea Tar Pits in Los Angeles. And Stephanie Davidson, who teaches at Ryerson School of Interior Design, has won AZ Awards for the experimental spaces she's created as one half of Davidson Rafaelides. And another person who ain't so shabby is Azure Magazine's executive editor, Elizabeth Paliocolo. I'm going to hand the screen over to Elizabeth, who will shine a light on some other fantastic humans.
Thanks, Jessica. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 10th Annual AZ Awards. Double digits! We could not have made it to this milestone without you all. Thank you for supporting Azure, Design Lines, and the AZ Awards, and for being here with us tonight, even if here means everywhere. As we celebrate a decade of the AZ Awards, we also look back on all of the ingenuity and creativity from around the globe that we've had the honor of presenting on this platform. We started off with a humble program, and it has grown over the years. But one thing has been the same from the beginning. The AZ Awards are international in scope, and they are juried by an international multidisciplinary team of esteemed practitioners. Having your work appreciated by your peers has been truly important to our entrance. Being feted among them, even more so. And seeing your work singled out brings pride and prestige, sometimes even validation to what you do. Here's Tom Main on how awards were foundational to his boundary-pushing Los Angeles firm, Morphosis.
You're a multiple award winner yourself. Why do you feel that awards programs are important or relevant in the industry?
I could go back right now to when I was 27 years old and I'm submitting my first award to PA. It's Morphosis, and nobody knows Morphosis except my mother and my brother and my partner, right? And you win one. It metastasizes. All of a sudden, somebody from A+U sees it, someone from Domus or Arbitrari see it, and it gets published other places. Within a couple months, Morphosis exists. It literally exists, right? And I think without a question, it's a form of literally identifying your interests, your values, what you represent as an architect, that expands and promotes your practice. For young architects, it establishes your identity. I mean, simple as that.
Tom Main is an all-star. Throughout tonight's gala, you'll be hearing from more all-stars. The AZ Awards jurors and guests of honor who have made design exciting and provocative throughout their careers. I also want to take this moment to give a shout out to the stars who have supported the AZ Awards through their partnership with us. We always say that being an AZ Awards partner has its major perks. Your brand is associated with high quality, with material and technological innovation, and with the pure inspirational power of design, which is what Azure is all about. We sincerely thank our partners for supporting us during this particular moment, and for daring to go virtual with us. We're thrilled to have our presenting partners here tonight. They are JennAir, the company known for crafting distinctive luxury kitchen appliances that push form and function to transform spaces. Kielhauer, the leading North American manufacturer of innovative office furniture. And Landscape Forms, the design-forward leader in the creation of beautiful outdoor furniture and lighting. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, Cosentino, a global leader in the production and distribution of high-quality, innovative surfaces for architecture and design, and Great Gulf, which for 40 years has been creating homes that are quieter, brighter, healthier, more energy efficient, and quite simply better built. The 2020 AZ Awards Gala sponsors are Italian kitchen manufacturer Scavolini, George Brown School of Design, Improve, which is Canada's largest home improvement center, and Toronto architectural lighting distributor Dark Tools. These are companies that support design, innovation, and education, and we are proud to have them with us. We also want to give a special shout out to Frontier Design for the creative direction of tonight's event, and to V2Com Newswire for providing a complimentary press kit to all of tonight's winners. One of the very special things that we have been doing for the AZ Awards since its very inception 10 years ago is to create a unique trophy. Have a look at this video that chronicles the evolution and the talented designers behind the physical symbol that our winners have been taking home with them over the last decade. Luca Nichetto, one of our 2020 jury members, designed this hand-blown glass trophy that tonight's lucky winners will call their own. Another of tonight's all-stars, Luca has something to tell us about the importance of place in his development as an international designer.
Hello everybody, I'm Luca Nichetto, I'm a designer, and I want to congratulate with all the finalists of the 10th Annual AZ Award. And I really wish to be there with you to participate and celebrate together, but this year is like that. I wish that I will be able to come next year. And my studios are both based one is in Venice and the other one is in Stockholm, where I am right now. And since I'm an expat somehow in a country that is not mine, I start to discover how much important is my little hometown, Venice, and even more specific, Murano, for me. So Murano was always a source of a lot of inspiration, talking with craftsmen, discovering different technique of how to work with glass, etc., that really teach me how to deal and, having a relationship with not only artisans that are doing glass, but also with many other materials and processes. When you are trying to imagine a new project, that the idea and to create a kind of small community around you for each project that you are doing is very, very important. So, because first of all, we are people, we are persons, and I think more person that is involved, more the project can be successful. And with that, I wish to you again to celebrate properly these awards and hope to see you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Luca, for participating on our jury, for creating a beautiful work of art for our winners. Back to you, Jess. Let's get this party started.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Now let's get this party started indeed. A bit of housekeeping first of the social media variety. Throughout the evening, we encourage you to get on your Instagrams, your Twitters, Facebooks, hey, if the spirit moves you, even on your TikToks, and share the news. Just remember to tag us. Use the hashtag AZ Awards 20. Now, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Let the 2020 AZ Awards commence. We will begin with the design category, but first, here's a word from our presenting partner, Kielhauer.
Because everyone deserves to be made a little more comfortable. At Kielhauer, we create products with unparalleled craftsmanship, thoughtful details, and incredible comfort. From our start in 1981, we've been design activists, crafting pieces from the finest materials with deep consideration for the environment. Our commitment drives our creativity to be beautiful, comfortable, and sustainable. We deliver award-winning design. We are Kielhauer.
Here are the finalists in furniture.
The finalists for furniture are Heartbeat by Kareem Rashid for Neen Camper. Rammed Earth Chair by Eric Haskins Design. Surf Sofa by Yabu Puschelberg for Molteni NC. And Tam Tam by Arter and Chiton for eBaby. The People's Choice is Rammed Earth Chair by Eric Haskins Design. And the winner is Surf Sofa by Yabu Puschelberg for Molteni NC.
what a surprise.
Yeah.
To get an award for the surf stuff. We're so lucky that we got one of the first editions that came out of the factory.
We want to thank the Multani Group for believing in us. Thank you, Azure, for this award. And lastly, George, and most importantly,
our team. Thank you all. We're really, really proud.
Congratulations to both AZ Award winner Yabu Puschelberg and People's Choice favorite Eric Haskins. If you tuned into our pre-show, you had the pleasure of watching George and Glenn prepare a special cocktail. For those of you who didn't make it, check out the Amaro Amore recipe in the gala program. Now, Yabu Puschelberg are our first winners, so we let them do their thing. But from now on, you might notice that the acceptance speeches are short and sweet. That's because, in celebration of our 10th anniversary, we requested, nay, demanded, that our winners keep their words of thanks to 10, aka 10 words. Let us know if you think anyone cheated. Now, on to the next category, furniture systems and collections. Here's a look at the finalists.
The finalists for Furniture Systems and Collections are Atelier by Fantoni in collaboration with Gensler. Lawn Seating Collection by Lyndon Neri and Rosanna Hu for GAN. Logica Celata by Gabriele Centazzo for Valcucine. And Match by Muller von Severin for Reform. The People's Choice, and the winner is Atelier by Fantoni in collaboration with Gensler.
Atelier resulted from a collaboration done all around the world.
Grazie ad Azur e alla giuria. Siamo onorati.
Merci à Azur et au jury. C'est un honneur.
Thank you to Azur and the jury. We are honored.
Congratulations, auguri, and felicitations to the folks at Gensler and Fantoni. Comments, congratulations, and your own thoughts on what is going on here tonight are most appreciated. Use your favorite social media and tag us with hashtag AZ Awards 20. Now, here are the finalists for lighting fixtures.
The finalists for lighting fixtures are Noctambule by Konstantin Gurchich for Floss. Saint Collection by Lambert and Fees in collaboration with Rachel Bussin. And Tube by Ichiro Iwasaki for Vibia. The People's Choice, and the winner is Noctambule by Konstantin Gurchich for Floss.
Azure Magazine, thank you for the award. It's a great honor. Goodbye from Berlin.
Congrats to Konstantin Gurchich and to Floss. Our next category is lighting installations.
The finalists for lighting installations are National Museum of Qatar by Lichtkunst Licht. And Temporary Tyvek Lighting Installation, Stacked Market by StackLab. The People's Choice, and the winner is Temporary Tyvek lighting installation, Stacked Market by StackLab.
Contractor, no. I don't bow to any sponsor. Come on, Charles. Let's go.
Congrats to Jeffrey Forrest, founder of StackLab, and to Charles, of course, the head of marketing. Now here are the finalists for architectural products.
The finalists for architectural products are ID Mixonomy by Tarkett North America, Modulor by Giuseppe Bavuzzo for Rimedesio, and Tatami System by Tarkett North America. The People's Choice is Modulor by Giuseppe Bavuzzo for Rimedesio. And the winner is ID Mixonomy by Tarkett North America.
Thank you. No, thank you. Oh, no, no. Thank you.
Congrats to the People's Choice, Modular by Giuseppe Bavuzzo for Rimedesio, and to the AZ Award winner, ID Mixonomy by Tarkett North America. Up next, in the design category, is interior products.
The finalists for interior products are the Nanni Marghina collection by Coalesce, Toast by Studio Hopkins for Pear, and Zorel Knit by Carnegie. The People's Choice, and the winner is Toast by Studio Hopkins for Pear.
I should have gotten a haircut for this occasion.
Congrats, Brian, and we think your hair looks great. Now, before we have a look at the finalists in the next category, let's take a look at what our presenting partner, Jen Eyre, has cooked up for us. Those appliances would make a chef out of even someone with skills like mine. Next up is the interiors category. We begin with the finalists in residential interiors.
The finalists for residential interiors are Apartment in Santa Catarina by Aspa, Lytton Park Residence by AKB Architects, and Shadow Box by Johnson Chu. The People's Choice is Lytton Park Residence by AKB Architects. And the winner is Shadow Box by Johnson Chu.
Thank you, judges.
Happy anniversary, Azur.
Keep it minimalist.
Congrats to People's Choice fave AKB and to Johnson and Silka for their AZ Award-winning home Shadow Box. And now, let's have a look at the finalists for commercial and institutional interiors.
The finalists for commercial and institutional interiors are Casa Popea by Manea Kella, Cedric's at the Shed by Rockwell Group, Green Massage by Vermilion Zoo Design Group, Tori Santa Fe by Ezrawe Studio, and Ying Liang Stone Natural History Museum by Atelier Alter Architects. The People's Choice is Ying Liang Stone Natural History Museum by Atelier Alter Architects. And the winner is Casa Popea by Manea Kella.
Hello everyone.
Thank you for this fantastic award.
Stay safe.
Congrats to the People's Choice, the Ying Liang Stone Natural History Museum, and congrats to the AZ Award winners, Manea Kella. As soon as we get to travel, I, for one, will be making a reservation at Casa Popea. Our next all-star to join us is landscape architect Martha Schwartz, who has spent the last few years making climate change activism a core part of her practice.
Hi, I'm Martha Schwartz from Martha Schwartz Partners. I have been working in landscape architecture for 40 years now, designing, and have been very, very focused on how the landscape can be an art form. What matters to me more than ever is, of course, our attention to climate change, which is a very, very real issue that we're all going to be dealing with. And I believe that we are in a profession where we can really interact, activate, and do something that will be useful. So we have to go from ecosystems to earth systems and understand the earth systems. We have to understand global interactivity between the earth systems and how we can participate. And yes, it's a huge ask because of its scale, but we can also go beyond what we think we are as landscape architects and go beyond that and think of ourselves as activists, teachers, leaders, explorers, and use our creativity to put together ideas that can really serve people. And for architects, again, we're all part of the built environment, which puts up a huge amount of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We can learn about how to look for new types of technologies, new kinds of ways of building, new materials, and how to even plan our cities and plan our developments and our projects so that we become a lot more self-sustainable. That's really our remit, and I can't think of a group of people who can be more useful in terms of fighting climate change. I would like to congratulate all the finalists for the AZ Award, and that I wanted to say hello to all of you. And I'm sitting in a hotel room here in Ann Arbor, trying to drop my daughter off for her freshman year. So regardless of where I am, I want to congratulate all of you.
That was amazing. We all need to make an urgent mission of climate change like Martha Schwartz. Before we move on to our next category, landscape architecture, let's take a peek inside the operations of our presenting partner, Landscape Forms.
Now more than ever, outdoor space is vital to our well-being. And Landscape Forms is here to help designers harness its life-enriching benefits. Outdoor spaces give us the power to safely create, learn, heal, to refresh, stay healthy, and think. We know that getting outside, especially now, enriches lives. That's why we've developed insights, ideas, and solutions to help designers plan and create a variety of safe outdoor spaces. From college, healthcare, and corporate campuses, to transit, living, and recreational sites. When the time is right, we'll be back at school, back in the office, and back at the park. And when that time comes, safe and confidence-inspiring outdoor spaces will be more important than ever. When the time is right, we'll see you outside. And in the meantime, be inspired at landscapeforms.com.
That's truly thinking outside. And now let's have a look at the finalists in landscape architecture.
The finalists for landscape architecture are Forest Tower by Effect Architects, Suzhou Zenshan Park by Tourinscape, and Voronoi Corrals by Deca Architecture. The People's Choice, and the winner is Forest Tower by Effect Architects.
Hello, greetings from Copenhagen. Thank you so much for this amazing award.
Congratulations to Effect. Forest Tower. What an incredible experience it would be to climb to the top of that amazing structure. Now we move over to the concepts category. Here are the finalists for unbuilt buildings.
The finalists for unbuilt buildings are Bellechasse Transport Center by LeMay, and Honeybee Research Center by Moriyama and Toshima Architects. The People's Choice is Bellechasse Transport Center by LeMay, and the winner is Honeybee Research Center by Moriyama and Toshima Architects.
Honeybees pollinate.
Honeybees colonize.
Honeybees collaborate.
Honeybees cooperate.
Honeybees regenerate.
Congrats to People's Choice faves LeMay, and congrats to Moriyama and Tashima architects. And thank you for reminding us all of the essential tasks that honeybees accomplish. Next up in the concepts category is ideas and prototypes.
The finalists for ideas and prototypes are Farm to City by OSD Outside and The Urban Village Project by Effect Architects. The People's Choice, and the winner is The Urban Village Project by Effect Architects.
Hi, on behalf of the team in Copenhagen, thank you.
Whoa, another win for Effect. First off, congrats, and second, when can we all move in? Now we begin to announce the awards for the architecture category. First up are the finalists for temporary and experiential installations.
The finalists for temporary and experiential installations are Café Populaire by Lambert and Fils and DWA Design Studio. Le Dernier Petit Cochon by Appareil Architecture. And Presence by Studio Rosegard. The People's Choice is Le Dernier Petit Cochon by Appareil Architecture. And the winner is Café Populaire by Lambert and Fils and DWA Design Studio.
A toast to Café Populaire with much love from Milano.
Congrats to Appareil Architecture and congrats to Lambert and Fils and DWA Design Studio for the cafe they created during Salone del Mobile last year. Milano, we miss you. Next up is adaptive reuse. Here are the finalists.
The finalists for adaptive reuse are Capsule Hotel in a Rural Library by Atelier Tau & C. Diment Theater Engraved in the Memory by Co-Architecture, Atelier In Situ, and Jacques Plante Architecte. UC Laboratory Schools, Historic Campus and Gordon Parks Arts Hall by Valerio DeWalt Train with FGM Architects. And Hutong Bubble 218 by Mad Architects. The People's Choice, and the winner is Capsule Hotel in a Rural Library by Atelier Tau and C.
Go to rural area. Be adaptive rather than creative.
Thank you, Chunyan. And oh my God, what a gorgeous place. And it shows how we can adapt existing buildings into bold new ones. Adaptation is a major theme this year as we see our cities changing before our eyes. Let's hear from Claire Weiss of New York studio WXY on how public space needs to transform.
Hi, everyone in Azurland. I'm Claire Weiss. I'm the principal and founder of WXY Architecture and Urban Design here in New York, and that's where I'm talking to you from. We have a planning and architecture practice that focuses on public space. Public space is so obvious to everyone now that it's essential infrastructure, like that it's public health writ large, that if your public space is designed for all the things it needs to be, is taken care of, is a focus of cultural invention, then your public health is going to reflect that. And that's public space in all neighborhoods for all people. I think that, I've always regarded super local as a kind of, that's really what connects to people globally, because working on something in their place, they bring their culture and their other experiences to it. And so I do think that both doing local projects, but also reconnecting with people globally to care about their projects. Like if we care about each other's projects, whether it's a project of a colleague in Mumbai or whether someone from Japan reaches out about a project we're doing here, I think the dialogue has to be global, but our impacts have to be local. And I just reflecting on how kind of engaging it was to be a juror on a annual design competition that really covers all aspects of from built environment to interior environment to lighting. And it's exciting that out of the 68 finalists, there are I think 20 some award winners. Congratulations to you all. Great to be here.
Designers and architects need options. So check out what our sponsor Cosentino has created for you. Wow, the collection. That is drama you can design with. Now, for one of the most anticipated architecture categories, buildings over 1,000 square meters. It might have a boring name, but the work never is. In fact, it's some of the most remarkable architecture from around the world. Here's a look at the finalists.
The finalists for buildings over 1,000 square meters are Aranya Art Center by Neri and Hu Design and Research Office. Isla Clubhouse and Golf Academy by Oppenheim Architecture. Lisa Soho by Zaha Hadid Architects. maximum security area and penitentiary services for integration and probation by land. And MoMA Lotus Resort by Lassim Architects. The People's Choice is Lisa Soho by Zaha Hadid Architects. And the winner is Aranya Art Center by Neri and Hu Design and Research Office.
Thank you, Azur, for this amazing platform.
We're so honored and so happy to receive the award. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Kudos to Zaha Hadid Architects for their People's Choice, and to Neri and Hu Design and Research Office for Aranya Art Center. Sublime. This brings us to buildings under 1,000 square meters. Again, low-key boring name for a very exciting category.
The finalists for buildings under 1,000 square meters are Borden Park Natural Swimming Pool by GH3 Architecture. Lasvit Headquarters by Lasvit with OVA. And Indoor Playground doubling as Lecture Hall by Sup Atelier with THAD. The People's Choice is Indoor Playground doubling as Lecture Hall by Sup Atelier with THAD. And the winner is Borden Park Natural Swimming Pool by GH3 Architecture.
There's so many good entries. This is a great honor.
Congrats to People's Choice winner Sup Atelier and THAD. And congrats as well to the AZ Award winner GH3 for the Borden Park Natural Swimming Pool. Can we all agree that all public pools should now be designed with natural water purifying processes instead of chlorine? Now, on to multi-unit residential buildings, condos, rentals, bright shiny things.
The finalists for multi-unit residential buildings are Off Plaza by El Nicomber, and VDC by Summary. The People's Choice, and the winner is VDC by Summary.
Hi everyone, this is Samuel from Summary Studio in Porto, Portugal, and I just want to say we are really glad to accept this AZ Award. It's a huge honor for us, so thank you very much for choosing us.
Congrats to Summary. Cool project and very cool studio. Now on to single-family homes.
The finalists for single-family houses are Casa Cosmos by SAR, Casa Nela by Bach, Double Header House by Darcy Jones Architects, Redfern Warehouse by Ian Moore Architects, Shigard Hitta by Mork Ulnes Architects, and The Boulder House by Atelier June. The People's Choice is Casa Nela by Bach, and the winner is Shigard Hitta by Mork Ulnes Architects.
Tusen takk for en veldig hyggelig pris.
Congrats to People's Choice favorites Bach and to the AZ Award winner Mork Ulnes Architects. That is one idyllic house. Does the sheep come with it? Speaking of dreamy residences, let's take a break with Great Gulf. And before we move on to the Social Good Award, here is All-Star Eve Bahar, whose company Fuse Project has been walking the walk on design for good for the last 2 decades, on how design can make a positive difference in society.
Hi everybody, I'm Eve Behar, and I lead Fuse Project, which has been around for 20 years doing strategic work, big projects, as well as a lot of nonprofit work. And I want to congratulate all the finalists of the Azure competition here. And I look forward to see who wins. I think Design for Good has really come into light in the last few months. And in quarantine, we have seen so many designers, so many of you trying to contribute to your community, trying to contribute to the challenges that we're seeing. Both by adapting your own business, adapting your own company, taking care of yourself and your employees, but also doing projects for people in need. What's most exciting to me about technology, I mean, of course, it allows us to do this. It allows us to do this a little bit too much these days, all day long on Zooms. But what I'm most excited about technology is the fact that it can really be used to serve people who need it the most. I think we need to focus the power of design today on collaboration, not competition. I think together across different fields, across different countries, across different types of skills and knowledge, we can make a really big difference. What makes me optimistic is actually the amount of ways that we've been able to adapt, that we've been able to do things in a constructive manner, to start projects and finish projects and support our families and the world around us. And that makes me optimistic because we have a lot of challenge ahead of us, and adapting to those challenges is going to be necessary.
Our next category, the one we call social good, is an overarching category, meaning we select the finalists from all the entries submitted. That a project have a positive social impact is among our criteria for evaluating every entry to the AZ Awards. This prize is for projects that go above and beyond in an area that's becoming ever more important to the world at large.
The finalists for the Social Good Award are A Modern Barn, Au Grès des Champs by La Shed Architecture. Krushi Bawan by Studio Lotus. MLK 1101 Supportive Housing by Lorcan O'Herlihy Architects. And Zigzag Park by Whitney Aaron Brockie. The People's Choice, and the winner is Krushi Bawan by Studio Lotus.
The only question is, why do we take ourselves so seriously?
Congrats to People's Choice and AZ Award winner Studio Lotus, who took a brief to create a government building and turned it into an occasion to design a gathering place for the entire community. Next up is environmental leadership. Like social good, sustainability is a criterion for all projects. This category recognizes projects that exemplify how environmental leadership ought to be embedded into the DNA of a design. Take a look at the finalists.
The finalists for the Environmental Leadership Award are Borden Park Natural Swimming Pool by GH3 Architecture. Istanio Caccini Science Commons at University of Lethbridge by KPMB Architects with Stantec Architecture. And the Wadden Sea Center by Dorta Mandrup. The People's Choice is Borden Park Natural Swimming Pool by GH3 Architecture. And the winner is the Wadden Sea Center by Dorta Mandrup.
Appreciation, contextuality, solidarity, conditions, evidence, materiality, courage, experimentation, equality, responsibility.
Congrats again to GH3 and to the category winner, Dorta Mandrup. That is some thatched roof. Now, before we move on to the final award of the evening, we'd like to recognize our gala sponsors. It's time to move to the A+ award, given to a student of architecture or design. This award carries a cash prize of $5,000. Let's take a look at the finalists for the A+ award.
The finalists for the A+ Student Award are Horizontal by Shiki Wang and Sean Dillon Johnston, Daniels Faculty of Architecture, Landscape and Design, University of Toronto. KEF International Airport by Caroline Cox and Austin Corrier, North Carolina State University. Kushk Pavilion by Hossein Moradi and students of Islamic Azad University of Najafabad. And In the Spirit of Shibui, Reanimating the Ruins of Fukushima by Connery Friesen, University of Manitoba. The People's Choice is Horizontal by Shiki Wang and Sean Dillon Johnston, Daniels Faculty of Architecture, Landscape and Design, University of Toronto. And the winner is In the Spirit of Shibui, Reanimating the Ruins of Fukushima by Connery Friesen, University of Manitoba.
Look beyond formal characteristics. Use your imagination to seek truth.
Congrats to People's Choice favorites Shiki Wang and Sean Dillon Johnson, and to the AZ Award winner Connery Friesen for his poetic Spirit of Shibui concept. Now, Elizabeth, get over here, because that's our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to the 20 winners of the 10th Annual AZ Awards and to all of the finalists. We had a great time, and we hope you did too.
Now that you've seen the gala, get your copy of the October issue of Azure on shop.azuremagazine.com using that special promo code AZGala20 for a 40% discount. You can also read the entire issue on our website if you're a subscriber, which is another great reason to subscribe using the same promo code. This is a gorgeous collector's edition, and you're gonna wanna have it. It features all of tonight's stellar projects in glorious detail. I'm just gonna take a look. Thanks to our MC, Jess Allen. Thanks to our sponsors, the All-Stars, to Bugs and Daffy, to everyone who worked on the show, and to all our friends around the world who tuned in to watch it. Take care of yourselves and each other out there, and have a good night.